Alright, good evening everyone, and welcome back. Tonight we are finishing out Season 5, Round 1 of the Solo Crisis League, at least for my attempts. We'll see how other people do along the way. So, our choices this week, or this round, are Aquaman and Killer Frost, and they both have great benefits. Let me just read them off and talk to you about why I ultimately chose Aquaman. So, you may put any cards of cost 5 or less you buy or gain during your turn on top of your deck. What's great about that is, when we're contributing to crisis cards, we see something that we don't really want, but we want to contribute to the crisis, we can just put it right on top of our deck. That's fantastic, because most of the time you buy something hoping you can use it for the crisis, and then you have to wait for it to cycle through your whole discard pile before you can shuffle it up and then eventually draw it. This circumvents that entirely, at least for any cards that cost 5 or less. That is why I picked him. But let's talk about why Killer Frost is still a really good option. Once during each of your turns, you may pay 1 VP or discard a card of cost 1 or greater. If you do, play a card in the lineup with cost 4 or less and then destroy it. Okay, so early in the game this is at its strongest, but late in the game it's still pretty good too. And what you can do with it is destroy villains in the lineup that cost 4 or less, and at the same time use them. So if you don't have the VP to spend, you can just discard a weak card and use a villain out there. This is great for solo play. It's not so great in a multiplayer crisis scenario because you might end up attacking your teammates, but when you're playing solo, that's really strong. So she is a great choice, especially since you pay 1 VP, but if you destroy that villain, I'm pretty sure you still get the VP for it. So yeah, right? You play it with cost 4 or less, then destroy it. Well, maybe not. Maybe that's not the case, but still. The ability to get a villain off the lineup and maybe beat a crisis while there's still technically a villain in play, but it's in your hand. There's lots of things you can do with it. But Aquaman, I think, with his ability to get cards ready for the current crisis or even the next crisis, is pretty unbeatable. For instance, if I'm on my last turn and I'm about to beat a villain, I'm going to use Aquaman's ability to buy a defense card if I have it available to me, and I'm going to put that on top of my deck. And that defense card is automatically in my hand for the next villain. So it's really, there's so many different ways to use Aquaman's ability that can only help in solo crisis games. So he is a very, very strong character, and that's why we're using him. So let's get started on that. It is Crisis 3 plus the original base game, so we do start with The World Is Ours and The Outsider, so we won't be destroying any starter cards anytime soon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have to contribute heroes, 4 heroes to beat This World Is Ours. And whenever we beat a villain, we have to gain a weakness. So there's Grodd, that's already 1 villain. X-Ray Vision, already useless. Robin, I mean, it's a great card, but it's a cheap hero, so that's good for This World Is Ours. X-Ray Vision, useless. And the Flash, that's 2 cheap heroes. That's very good for what we're looking at here. So our first hand is 1, 2, 3 power. I'm just going to get Robin, and I'm going to put him right on top of my deck. And I'm going to contribute him right away. I'd rather have a few weak turns and get rid of the heroes I'm not really using. So again, these are less expensive characters I'm purposely using. These heroes I'm purposely sacrificing essentially are less expensive. They came out very early, which is very beneficial. And I can get them back when I get Frankenstein back. But the sooner you beat This World Is Ours, usually the better play you're going to have. So 1, 2, 3 power. I'm going to use that to get Kid Flash. And again, I'm going to use Aquaman's ability, put it right on top of my deck. So this has been a great example of what Aquaman can do in the early game. The ability to put 2 heroes out right away within the first 3 turns towards This World Is Ours is pretty unprecedented amongst other characters. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's see what we got here. Well, we know Kid Flash is one of them, so let's just put that out. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to get Green Arrow's bow. Start decreasing the price of some of those supervillains. Nth Metal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm getting some of my favorite cards quick. Green Arrow's bow, Nth Metal. Yeah, I'm liking that. If I can get Robin back via Frankenstein later, I'll be even happier. So 1, 2 power is not going to do anything this turn. That's unfortunate, but we're doing okay. Sniper Rifle, not one of my favorite cards. Not for solo Crisis games, at least, or even really multiplayer Crisis card games. I pretty much use it just for the Crisis that needs a 5-cost card or attack cards. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 power, which we will use to get Nth Metal. Unfortunately, we cannot use it to destroy starters yet, but trust me, that time will come. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, how are we doing? 1, 2, 3, 4 power. Yeah, let's go ahead and get a kick. Time to start getting kicks. Need something to get more power. These 1 power cards are not helping me too much. It was great to get those out very fast, but I haven't got any more heroes yet, unfortunately. So that is an unlucky shuffle. Led to a very fortunate first couple turns, and now I don't know what to do. I know what to do. I'm just waiting for those heroes to pop up. 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at the top card. I may destroy it. I cannot. 5 power, though. Let's go ahead and get... we're going to go ahead and get Sniper Rifle. We'll keep it on us until we need the attack card later. But, that'll be good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, again, 1, 2, 3, 4 power. Can't do much with 4 power. We will get non-to-probot. Can't use it really. I can use it when the time comes, but right now I can't until we end up in a situation where we can destroy these starters. We've got Heat Vision, one of my favorite cards across the game, and I can't use it really until we beat the Outsider. But once we do, we've got a few destruction cards already built up, and we're just going to get rid of those quick. Quicker you can shed those starter cards, the better off you'll be. 1, 2, 3, 4 power. Alright, we gotta start getting more kicks. Need to water out these punches and vulnerabilities with something a little more strong, a little more powerful. Okay, how are we doing? Well, non-to-probot can come out. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 power, again with the 4s. We're gonna go ahead and get a kick. I'll leave cat-like reflexes out there for now. Clayface. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 power. Look at the top card. I may destroy it. We can't destroy that. Alright, with 6 power, I'm tempted to get rid of some of these villains, but I'm also tempted to get Heat Vision. I'm going to go with Heat Vision because some 3 power turns are going to be very helpful to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Happy to see Fortress of Solitude, not just because it's a good card, but to have 2 locations early is very good for the upcoming A City Destroyed crisis. 2, 3 power, a couple vulnerabilities here. Time for another kick. Alright, now we have to get serious about getting rid of these villains. They've been out there a little too long. 2, 3, 4, 5. New card coming out. What can we do? There we go. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 power. That's better. With that 8 power, we'll say goodbye to Clayface, getting ourselves a weakness and a victory point, and we'll also buy ourselves a power ring. Just making a little bit more room in the lineup. I was thinking about getting rid of Bizarro. I mean, it's not very often I'm going to get that high, but I do have the Heat Vision card on me, which will help make that happen more often. 2, 3, 4, 5. I should have been putting those cards on top of my deck. I don't know why I wasn't. I've already been messing up Aquaman. Another location, which is great news, again, for A City Destroyed later. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to go ahead and get Gorilla Grodd, getting ourselves a victory point and a weakness. Before we... no, not yet. Aquaman's Trident. I should have used non-to-probot. If I did, I would have destroyed that weakness. Oh well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 power, which we will use to say goodbye to Bizarro, getting another victory point and also another weakness. Still haven't seen any more heroes yet. They're just kind of floating around out there. Alright, Heat Vision. I may destroy a card in my hand or discard pile. 3 power. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's look at this card. So just be 8, 9. With that 9, what can we do? Nothing great. No great turns here. We'll get rid of Doomsday just for the benefit of having Doomsday gone, gaining us a weakness. Still have 3 left over. We'll get Aquaman's Trident, but it's really only because it's 2 power. His ability, we'll leave it right there actually. His ability doesn't really help us too much. Wow, 3 X-ray visions. His ability doesn't help us too much since we're already Aquaman anyway. So if you're just joining us, 1 second. If you're just joining us, I am playing Season 5, Round 1 of the Solo Crisis League. It takes the Crisis expansions of the DC Comics deck building game and asks how well did you do or how badly did you lose instead of having just a regular win-lose condition at the end. We rank each other based on different stats, including the size of the main deck, how many villains you defeated, etc. It's a lot of fun. You should check it out. There's a link below if you want, or I'll answer any questions if you have them. Alright. 2, 3, 4. I can look at the top card. I may destroy it. I will not. Just 4 power this turn. I don't think I put a card out. Oh, yes, I did. It was another X-ray vision. I guess we'll get cat-like reflexes for later, but there's nothing I really need. New card coming out. What we need is hero cards right now. We're looking for those hero cards. With hero cards, I can hopefully get rid of this crisis sooner. And honestly, at this point, I'd give up any hero except for Frankenstein. Because any hero I give up, I'll be able to buy back with Frankenstein later. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we're going to start our turn with Nth Metal. Look at the top card. We will not destroy it, but we will play Power Ring to get 1, 2, 3, 4 power. 5, 6, 7, 8 power. That's pretty good. Gonna definitely get that level 7. No, Fortress of Solitude. Yeah, Fortress of Solitude is going to be a little more dependable right now than level 7 will. The Penguin. 1, 2, 3. Actually, we'll use Aquaman's ability to put Fortress of Solitude right on top of my deck. Go ahead and put that out. Play a superpower, draw a card. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 power. We're going to go ahead and buy Boomerang. There's a hero. It's a good one. I like Blue Beetle. It's a good defense card. But we're going to give him up for This World Is Ours, probably. Oh, I can't because he's 6. I can still give him up, but it might take a little more time. Alright. 1, 2. This triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. 3, 4. And a bunch of weaknesses and vulnerabilities. That's at least saying goodbye to the Penguin, getting us a victory point and a weakness. Alright. Could have been better. There's a hero I need, but also one that's going to get rid of things for us. So that's 3, destroying this weakness will get us 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. 8. With that 8, we're going to go ahead and get Nightmare Nurse, put her right on top of my deck. And then with our remaining 3, I'll get another Aquaman's Trident. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Glad to have you here. It's going well so far. I've been very fortunate to have some early heroes that I can give up to the Crisis, and using Aquaman to get those heroes out, very useful, but I'm looking forward to getting the Outsider gone so I can say goodbye to some of these starter cards. That always stresses me out, having all these punches and vulnerabilities still at the beginning of a Crisis 3 game. Alright, so do we put a new card out? Yes, we have Suicide Squad. We're going to give up Nightmare Nurse. I don't really want to, but it's kind of a better idea just to get rid of the Crisis and then deal with getting her back via Frankenstein later. 2, 4, 5, 6. Hello, Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle's our 4th hero. Assuming we can get him shuffled through quickly, we'll be able to get rid of This World Is Ours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to do everything we can to just draw cards, try and destroy cards if possible. 2 power for Fortress of Solitude, anything to get through this deck quick so we can get Blue Beetle out. 2, 4, 5, 6. Look at that top card. Can't destroy it, it's a starter. So with that 6, I'm actually going to buy tarot cards instead of getting rid of Suicide Squad. We've got a few more turns to not have to worry about that. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Heat Vision, I'd like to destroy one of those weaknesses. Did we have one come out yet, though? Nope. So no weaknesses I can destroy. That is 3, 6 power. Oh, before I go, though, that does trigger Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 power. That's a nice turn. That's a nice turn. So 11 power will say goodbye to Suicide Squad, leaving us with 7 power. I'm going to get level 7. No, I'm going to get Cape and Cowl, because that's one of my favorite defenses, and we'll get a kick. Alright, there's another villain for us. Alright, 2 triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. 3, 4, just 4. 5 and a bunch of weaknesses. There's nothing I want to buy for 5. I'd rather just move on to the next turn. Alright, 4 cards there means we can shuffle. So since we're shuffling, hopefully that means we'll get our Jaime Reyes, our Blue Beetle, up here very quick. With him up here, we'll be able to get rid of This World Is Ours. And with that, all we need is Frankenstein to get some of these heroes back. Specifically Nightmare Nurse. She's going to be pretty key. Robin also. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power and a weakness. We'll go ahead and get Arkham Asylum, and we're going to put it in our discard pile. We don't have any villains right now anyway, so that one can wait. No reason to rush it to the top of the deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's go ahead and gain a victory point. It's 1, 2, 3, triggering Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. 4, 5, look at the top card. Nope, just the 5. 6, 7, 8. Anything I can do to get one more power? Nope. Alright, here's what we'll do. We'll go ahead and get rid of Joker's Daughter. I wanted to get rid of Two-Face and Joker's Daughter, but that was not going to happen on that turn. Zatanna Zatara. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, 2 triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. 4, 6, 7, 8, and a weakness. This is fantastic. You get Two-Face out of here, okay? Okay, actually, I just thought of something. I'm really liking this. Alright, so I spent 2. I have 8 power. I spent 2 to get Two-Face, which gives me a victory point and a weakness. Now, Aquaman says you may put any cards with cost 5 or less you buy or gain during your turn on top of your deck. I'm going to put this weakness right on top of my deck. Then I'm going to spend 1 victory point for Nanda Prabhat to look at this card, and I may destroy it. So really, those weaknesses should have been easily avoided this entire time as long as I had Nanda Prabhat. And now I think of it, I wish I did it every time. That's okay. I still have, what's that, 6 power left. We're going to buy Zatanna, put her on top of our deck, and go on to our next turn. Ah, another villain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here's Zatanna. There's our 4 heroes. Gotta get rid of Suicide Squad first. 2, 4, 6, and draw a card. That 6 is all I need to get rid of Suicide Squad. We're going to gain a victory point. We're also going to gain a weakness. Spend a victory point for Nanda Prabhat. Look at this card. We may destroy it. That's a fantastic system. I wish I thought of that in my last 2 playthroughs, because if I did, much better off. Much, much better off. Okay. 1 crisis down. Not bad. Honestly, relatively quick for a Crisis 3 game. I've had some that go very long. You don't want it to go too long because you can get a lot of weaknesses. But man, I'm pretty glad that's over. Yeah, that is a great combo. I really wish I thought of it earlier. In fact, you don't even really... Well, I guess it only works with Aquaman, but it also works if you had Aquaman's Trident. So any turn you do that with Aquaman's Trident, you could have done the same thing with any other character as long as you had Nanda Prabhat. But with Aquaman, that's pretty powerful. You almost never see a weakness. As long as you have the victory points to destroy it, it's gone. I like that. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like I said, I wish I thought of it earlier. Okay. We're going to play Heat Vision to destroy this weakness right here in my hand. That also triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 power. Definitely want level 7. And we're going to go ahead and buy Savagery. Wait, how much power did I have? Did I really have 10 power? Hold on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Oh no, forget Savagery. We're going to go ahead and get rid of the Outsider. Well, actually, we can get the Outsider and Savagery. Can't get level 7 this turn, but that's alright. Still get a victory point for that. And time to shuffle everything up, it looks like. Okay, not bad. That was a pretty good early game. Now we can spam Nanda Prabhat to hopefully get rid of all of those starter cards really quick. Still have a few weaknesses floating around. Not too concerned about them. Okay, there's no defense in my hand, so we're going to have to deal with whatever happens next. Psychic Static. Put the top card of the main deck into the lineup. We're also going to go ahead and just put one for the turn before I forget. When a superpower enters the lineup, put the top card of the main deck into the lineup. Contribute 3 non-kick superpowers. I can tell you exactly what they are. X-Ray, X-Ray, X-Ray. It's probably going to be just those 3 cards. Okay, that's really easy, especially with Aquaman here. Blight. Each player destroys the top card of their deck. If its cost is 5 or greater, repeat the process. If its cost is 0, discard a random card. Ah, we just destroyed Blue Beetle, and we have to repeat the process because of it. It's Cape and Cal. It's a great defense card. Okay. That's unfortunate. Alright, well, we'll start our turn with this Nth Metal. See what happens here. We won't destroy that. So that's 4 power, 5, 6 power. With 6 power, we're going to go ahead and buy 2 X-Ray Visions, and we're going to put them both right on top of my deck for Psychic Static. Oh, the superpower entered the lineup, so another card has to come out. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright. Kick. I'm sorry, X-Ray Vision, kick. Play a kick, draw a card because of Fortress of Solitude. So that's 2, 4 power. We are going to go ahead buy Bane, again getting a victory point. Also gaining a weakness, using Aquaman to put the weakness on top of our deck, spending a victory point on Nanda Prabhat, and destroying said weakness. These 3 are destroyed, and Psychic Static is already over. That was a very quick and easy crisis, and I'm okay with that. Oh wait, I don't have to gain weaknesses anymore. I didn't have to do any of that. Hold on. That was just during This World Is Ours. So I never had to do that. I just had to gain a victory point. Okay. Still have to get rid of Blight, and he's a little more expensive than some other cards. So we're going to have to spam some destruction as we get it. Let's start our turn of Nanda Prabhat, actually. Let's look at the top card. We may destroy it. And I'm not going to destroy a kick. But we do know that's 1, 2, 3 power. 4, and 5. With that 5, I'm gonna just pass. I'm gonna pass there. That I do want. Madame Xanadu I do want. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we're gonna start with Nanda Prabhat. Look at the top card. We may destroy it. We're not gonna destroy that. 2, draw a card. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to spend the victory point to get that to 9, 10 so that we can get Madame Xanadu and level 7. We'll put Madame Xanadu right on top of our deck. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we're going to start with Madame Xanadu. That's 2 power. Look at this card. We can put it on the bottom. Yeah, we're going to put Shadow Thief at the bottom. Don't need any more villains right now. So that's 2. 3, Fortress of Solitude says draw a card. Let's go ahead and do Nanda Prabhat real quick. I'm not going to destroy that. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's not the 12 I want. It is enough to buy Iced Over, though. Gonna need to get a lot of cards that gain victory points so that we can keep spamming Nanda Prabhat as much as possible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, Heat Vision gives us 3 power and the ability to destroy this weakness. Triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. Vulnerability. Should have done Nanda Prabhat. 4, get ourselves a victory point. 5, 6, or 7, 8 towards Blight. 7, 8. And I think that's it. I think that's all I'm going to get. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this vulnerability. We can at least get rid of Lobo. And we'll try Nanda Prabhat. Look at the top card. We may destroy it. Shuffle everything up. Let's see what we got. Not going to destroy level 7. Man, Nanda Prabhat is not working for me now. It knows I learned the Aquaman trick and now it's betraying me. Okay. Level 7 can come on out. Kick triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. Let's try Nanda Prabhat. Aquaman's tried it. Nope, we'll leave it there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's hello to Nth Metal. But that's really it. Nothing else I want. Frankenstein, okay. Now we can start having some fun. We can start destroying things just because now. 2 power, triggers Fortress of Solitude for draw a card. We're going to try Nanda Prabhat real quick. Not going to destroy that. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 power. Definitely getting Frankenstein. And you know what? We'll go ahead and get a kick also. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, getting to 12 power shouldn't really be a problem. Should be pretty close. 2 power, look at the top card, I can put it on the bottom. We're going to leave it there. It's an attack card, and attack cards are pretty rare, and there's a crisis that requires them. So that's 2. 3, 4, 5, we'll freeze X-Ray Vision to get a victory point. And that triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. 6, 7, 8, 9. Look at the top card. It's a weakness, so it's just 8, 9. But, real quick, we're going to do Nanda Prabhat. Look at the top card and destroy it. Okay, with 9 power, we're going to go ahead and get Bat Signal. We're going to use Aquaman to put it right on top of the deck so that we can use Frankenstein on this very next turn. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to start our turn with the Bat Signal. We're going to get that Frankenstein. So that's 1 plus 4. And we're going to use that to get Nightmare Nurse for only 1 victory point. So we're at 5 power. 6, look at the top card, I can destroy it. We will. 7, 8, vulnerability. I think we'll stop there for now on this turn. I would like Chlorokinesis, but not quite yet. I would like it when we get closer to the attack. If we do get Man of Steel, I'll be buying things like Chlorokinesis a lot more often just to make that move more powerful. But right now we're doing good. So again, if you're just joining us, this is for the Solo Crisis League. It's a semi-competitive version of the Crisis expansions for DC deck building game. Basically, we get to take the win-lose conditions and rank each other on how well we did by the size of the main deck, how many villains we defeated, etc. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm free to answer any questions if you have any, and there's info below if you prefer to read. Alright. Start of Nightmare Nurse, destroying this vulnerability and getting 2 victory points in the process. 4 power, triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. 5, 6, 7, get that Batcave, put it right on top of our deck. Blight is taking a long time. He's a pretty expensive villain to have as just the second one, especially when you still have all your starters after the Outsider. At least that's what I'm going to blame it on. Alright, here's the Batcave, so now we get equipment. So now we get to draw a card on our first equipment, superpower, and villain each turn. So here's our superpower. Heat Vision is going to destroy a card. We're going to destroy this punch. So that's 3. Triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. I keep them in the Discord server. If you want to see the league stats, they're there. There's also... I used to keep them on Board Game Geek, but I stopped posting things there because there wasn't as much of an audience. But I can share some with you later if you like. I'd be happy to. Alright, that's 3 power. 4, and I can put a hero in my hand. 5, 6, destroy a card. We're going to destroy a punch, but since it's a punch, we don't get the victory points for it. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, possibly 13. We got our 13 there. 13 is enough to beat Blight, so that's just the end of that. Okay. Not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Let's get our new Crisis, our new villain. I don't have a defense card. I'm really hoping it's not Power Ring, because if it's Power Ring, we're going to lose Frankenstein, and this game's going to get ugly quick. You might see me cry. Alright. Let's see what our hero is. Villains in control. Non-villain cards cannot be bought. Villains in the destroyed pile may be bought. Contribute 3 villains. I always love this Crisis. I love any excuses I can find to get villains into my deck in a Crisis game, because the game is designed to not let you, but there's always workarounds like a Crisis like villains in control. And when I have Arkham Asylum as a location, it's helpful to have that in play. So, I'm okay with that one. Then, our new villain is Owlman. Each player destroys the highest cost equipment in their hand and discard pile. That is Green Arrow's bow here, and I think it's going to be Boomerang over here. Yeah. That's not bad. That could be worse. Okay. So we can only... Non-villain cards cannot be bought. Villains in the destroyed pile may be bought. Okay. We'll start with Iced Over. That's 3 power. We'll freeze Chlorokinesis and get a victory point for that. That triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. 4, 5, 6, 10, and I can pay XVP to get cards from the destroyed pile. Now, here's what's interesting, I guess, or not really interesting, I guess, the small detail of villains in control. It says non-villain cards cannot be bought. Villains in the destroyed pile may be bought. So you can buy villains in the you can buy villains in the wow, I cannot speak tonight. Sorry. You can buy villains in the destroyed problem. All right. You can buy villains in the destroyed pile, no problem. But it doesn't say you can't. It calls out villains specifically in purchasing them. It doesn't say anything about gaining cards. When you use Frankenstein's ability, you gain a card, which is not purchasing it. So, we can get a card from the destroyed pile that's not a villain via Frankenstein, but we will use his ability to spend 2 victory points and get Lobo. And we ended up with 10, I think. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. With the remaining 10, we can only get villains with this number, so we'll get Joker's Daughter for 7. And we have 3 left over, we'll get the Penguin. You know what? Maybe not. Hold on. No, we'll get the Penguin. We're going to treat that turn as a way to get the villains I actually want. In the next couple turns, we're going to use Aquaman's ability to get the villains right on top of our deck quickly. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hopefully we can speak the rest of the night. Savagery. Triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. We'll also spend the extra victory point to get the 3 power. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 power. Let's find the cheapest villains we can. There's a 4, 4, 2, 4, 6, 7, 5, and 4. So we had how much power? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can get a 4 and a 3 essentially. So let's do that. We'll get Bane, and I don't think there was a 3 actually. No, it's just 4s and 2s. So we'll get Bane and Two-Face, and because of Aquaman, we'll put both of them right on top of my deck. New card coming out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can give Bane right up to villains in control right away. And you know what? We'll give Two-Face up too. So 2 power triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. 3 power and get a victory point. 4, look at the top card, you may destroy it. Nope, but that does trigger Batcave to draw a card. 5, 6, 7, 8 power. Again, it's going to be villains. We got 2 Suicide Squads here. We're going to get Clayface to keep. And we're going to get Suicide Squad to put on top of the deck there. This next turn should be the end of villains in control. Oh, Penguin's out there to stop us though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're going to give up Suicide Squad. That's our 3 villains. We're going to do Madame Xanadu. 2 power. Look at the top. We'll leave it there. 3 power. Triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. 3 power will get us the Penguin. And that will be able to clear these out. Getting rid of villains in control. So we're doing all right there. So we're at 0 power now. 2 power with Kick. 3, 4 of Aquaman's Trident. 5 with Nth Metal, which we can look at the top card and we may destroy it. We will not destroy Lobo. Okay, 5 power. We're going to get Batmobile. And we'll get Kid Flash. No, we'll get Lasso of Truth. A couple of equipment there. Something we can use to defend ourselves with. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, we're going to start with Joker's Daughter, which says draw 2 cards. And that triggers Arkham Asylum to draw an additional card. And then we're going to play Penguin, draw 2 cards, and then choose and discard 2 cards from your hand. We will discard 1 tarot card here and Nth Metal also. So we are at 0 power so far. 2 power triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. Four power, and that triggers Batcave to draw another card. 5, 6, 7, we can freeze a card. We'll freeze X-Ray Vision to get a victory point. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We can destroy this punch in our hand, unless there's something else in our discard pile. Hold on. Nope, the punch in our hand it is. 15 says goodbye to Owlman, leaving us with 2 power, 5 power, and we can destroy 2 more cards if we want. But we're good. So 5 power. Are there any defense cards out there? Yes, there's Bulletproof. So since we have a new villain coming, I'm purposely buying Bulletproof, using Aquaman's ability to put him right on top of my deck. Not bad. I love the interactions that Aquaman allows you to have. Being able to control your next hand is a very powerful move. Very underrated, I'd say. Definitely one of the top ones in the first game. Alright, our new crisis is the penalty is death. When you buy or gain a card, reveal the top card of the main deck. Destroy all cards bought or gained from the lineup this turn with that cost. Contribute 3 cards with cost 5. Very well, and then it's Felix Faust. We're just going to defend with Bulletproof. You may discard this card to avoid an attack. If you do, draw a card and you may destroy a card in your discard pile. Anything I want to destroy in my discard pile? Anything at all? Not really. Maybe Aquaman's Trident, but we might need that later. That's the problem. It's the debate I always have when I play Crisis 3. It's, do I want this card or not? And the reason it's hard to choose sometimes is when, I should get a victory point for beating that last villain, but the reason it's hard to choose is that you might need that card later to contribute to a crisis, because they don't give you much time. There's not a lot of leeway in Crisis 3. So you really do have to have what you need when you need it. So if you destroy it, you don't have it, you have to gain it back via Frankenstein or some other convoluted method. So I really tried to have everything I need. Now the issue is your deck gets bloated and less powerful because you're holding on to all these cards. Thankfully Aquaman helps with this, kind of get around that by putting it on top of your deck instead of your discard pile, flying through it a lot faster. But it's still not always perfect. For instance, I don't think I have it on me right now, but this is asking for cards that cost 5. Sniper Rifle is a card that costs 5, but Sniper Rifle is also an attack card. So there are 2 different crises that card can be contributed to. If I give it to this one, I might not have it later. It might be still in the destroyed pile if I haven't gotten it back by then. There's a lot of debates I have about weakening my deck, but also having everything I need. And I go back and forth, but I try to find a balance. I really try. Okay, we're going to start our turn with the Penguin. And that says draw 2 cards, then choose and discard 2 cards from your hand. And we're going to discard these 2 vulnerabilities. That's an easy choice. Now, since he is a villain, he triggers Arkham Asylum to draw a card. We'll play the Bat Signal to get a hero from my discard pile into my hand. I think there's only one, and it's Madame Xanadu. Now, since that's equipment, triggers the Batcave to draw another card. We'll play Nightmare Nurse, destroying this vulnerability and getting ourselves 2 more victory points. We are at a total right now of 4 power. We're going to play Madame Xanadu, 5, 6 power. We're going to look at this card, and we're going to leave it there. We're going to leave Clayface there. Now, what we know now is that this card costs 4. So for the penalty of death, as long as we buy cards that aren't cost 4, we're going to be okay. So again, we're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and I can get a card from the destroyed pile. Let's go ahead and get a card that costs 5 so that we can use it for the crisis. Is there anything in here that costs 5? Anything at all? Villain? There's a Gorilla Grodd. we will gain him for 2 victory points and put him right on top of our deck. So that's 12 and 13 power for Savagery. It's our first superhero power. Triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. Gorilla Grodd gets contributed. So, again, 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 power. We'll go ahead and get rid of Black Mask, get us down to 11. Anything out there that costs 5? There's 2 of them. We got Green Arrow and Utility Belt. We reveal this card, but guess what? It costs 4, so we're fine. And we're actually, because of Aquaman, going to put both of these cards right on top of my deck. And this crisis is going to be over quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we go. Here's 2 5-cost cards contributed. Penalty of his death is over once we beat Clayface, which isn't going to happen this turn probably. But we'll actually start with level 7. Play a victory point. You may draw a card. It's only 1. Alright, not much happening this turn. 1, 2, 3 power, and that's it. This weakness isn't going to get me anywhere. So we can't get rid of Clayface just yet. Hopefully this next one's not a villain. John Jones, okay. Something different there. I don't really often see John Jones in a Crisis game. He's got an interesting ability. Especially, it's kind of, it's strange sometimes in a Crisis game to use John Jones, because he uses the villain's ability, which you don't often see outside of regular competitive mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So, we have everything we need. We just need to get rid of Clayface. Correct. Okay. We'll start with Madame Xanadu. That's 2 power. Look at the top. We may put it on the bottom. We will leave Robin there. 4 power after Sniper Rifle says goodbye to Clayface. Gets us a victory point. It's an equipment, so we draw a card. And that's everything we need for the penalty is death. A lot happened there, but that is over. We're at 0 power. 2 power and draw a card. 4, 6, 7, 8, look at that top card. 9, and then this can copy a card. We will copy, that's an easy choice. We're going to copy Power Ring. That's 10, 11, 12. So that's goodbye to Felix Faust. That's an easy choice. Okay. I am kind of getting in a overconfident headspace, I think, because generally Crisis 3 is the hardest one. There's no doubt in my mind about that. And I'm going pretty smoothly, which means I'm probably going to get hit by something terrible soon. Let's be honest. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, we do not have a defense, so that might be the terrible thing that happens. Who knows? Permanent Eclipse. All of these cards are upside down now. So here's what's bad about this. All of these cards are going to cost 5. Now it's great for John Jones because he's normally 6, but we're going to pay 5 for Kid Flash, 5 for X-Ray Vision, 5 for Kid Flash, 5 for Utility Belt is fine, and then 5 for Chlorokinesis. So we're in a situation where... Sorry, I'm just shuffling up real quick and I got distracted. We're in a situation where we're going to overpay for quite a few cards. Now, here's the good news. Because of Aquaman, when you put any cards of cost 5 or less, you buy or gain during your turn on top of your deck. So instead of them going to the bottom of your deck, like Permanent Eclipse asks, you can put it right on top of your deck. I'm almost certain of that. Cards enter the lineup face down. All cards in the lineup have cost 5. Place face down cards you buy or gain on the bottom of your deck. You know what? Permanent Eclipse probably trumps Aquaman's ability now that I think about it. So he would just go straight to the bottom of the deck still, but regardless, we'll be okay. So to beat Permanent Eclipse, we have to buy out the lineup, which is pretty full right now. Our new villain is Sea King. Each player reveals and discards cards from the top of their deck until they have discarded a starter. If your deck runs out this way, stop and gain 3 weaknesses. Well, our first card's a starter, it's a punch. So that is already over. I'm okay with that. Now we just need to get as much power as possible to clear out this lineup. So we will use Iced Over to freeze out, we'll say, this card and get a victory point. So that's 3. Because that's a superpower, we get to draw a card. 4, look at the top card, we may destroy it. We will not. But because it's equipment, we get to draw a card. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can destroy up to 2 cards. We'll destroy this punch. And that's it. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We will spend the victory point to get to 14, 15. And we will buy 3 cards because of that. They're all costing 5, so we'll just buy 3 cards, and they go on the bottom of our deck. Fortunately, we're in the position where we could use level 7 to draw an extra card if we were just a little short of a multiple of 5. But when we were at exactly 15, that next card I play most likely isn't going to get me all the way to 20. Alright, new card comes on out. Shuffle it in there somewhere. Okay. Kick triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. Then we'll go ahead and play the Penguin. Draw 2 cards. Discard 2 cards. We'll discard Punch and Vulnerability. And since that's a villain, we can draw another card. Then we'll play Aquaman's Trident to draw another card. So 2, 4 power. 5, put a hero from my discard pile into my hand. 6, 7, look at the top card, I can put it on the bottom. Yep, goodbye, Copperhead. See you later. So again, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8, look at the top card, I may destroy it. I will not. In fact, I will pay a victory point for level 7 to draw a card, and then draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. We will discard this Punch and Cat-like Reflexes. So we're still at 8, 9 and gain a victory point, 10, 11, 12, 13, and I can destroy a card. We're going to destroy this Punch. So 13. 13's not quite enough. I was hoping to get to 15, but I've already used up all my card draws, so we can only get 2 cards. We'll get these 2, put them on the bottom. Alright, new card comes on out. Let's see where everything goes there. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Did I go too far? No, we're good. Okay, this will be fine. Joker's Daughter draws 2 cards, and she triggers Arkham Asylum to draw a 3rd card. Then this Nightmare Nurse destroys the weakness in my hand to get 2 victory points. Kick triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. Utility Belt triggers Batcave to draw a card. And then draw a card. And then draw a card? Not yet. We won't do that one yet. 2, 4, 6. Play the top card of the supervillain stack and return it to the top of the stack. So that means +1 power, and I put any cards you buy or gain during your turn on top of your deck. Well, that's what I can do anyway because of Aquaman. Oh well. 2, 4, 6, 7 power there. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and I can get a card from the destroyed pile. We're going to go ahead. Grodd sounds nice. Clayface sounds better, honestly. Boomerang's super cheap. Green Arrow's bow is good to see. Blue Beetle and... oh man, those are some good cards. Some good cards. We're going to go with Robin, I think. No, we're going to go with Doomsday for 2 power. For 2 victory points, I mean. Alright, I forgot where I was power-wise, so we're just going to try something real quick. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 power, and draw a card. Still haven't used level 7, so we can draw another card on top of this. $15, $16. We're going to try... You know, we're not going to draw a card. Probably not going to get 4 power from it. We will get rid of 3 cards, though. And we'll keep going. Just 2 cards left in the lineup. That's only 10 power. That's all it takes. Alright. Madame Xanadu. Look at that top card. We can put it on the bottom. I don't really like Emerald Knight, so it's going on the bottom. So that's 2. 3, 4 says I can draw a card because it is a superpower. 8. That's a villain. We can draw a card. Draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. Okay. Draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. So we are at 2, 4, 8. We will copy Doomsday to get to 12. Buy both of these, leaving us at 2 power. Getting rid of Permanent Eclipse. Alright. 2, 5. Do I want to go? I'm not going to get 6 power from drawing a card, so we'll just stop there. And we will continue on our way. Because that is going fine. That crisis is over. Just gotta take on Sea King, who is really cheap. So, let's look at what we got here. We'll play Kick and draw a card. We'll play Aquaman's Trident and also draw a card. We'll play Bat Signal and get a hero into our hand. Get that Frankenstein into our hand. So that's 2, 4, 5, 9 power, and I can get a card from the destroyed pile. We're going to get Cape and Cowl for 1 victory point, and because of Aquaman, we'll put him right on top of our deck. The reason I got him is because he's a defense card. He's one of my favorite defense cards in the game. And we're going to beat Sea King, and we're going to need this card to beat the next villain. Boom. Alright, so that's 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9... 10, 11, 12. Now I could play Lobo, but the problem is, 1, it's overkill, but additionally, it'll make me draw a card because of Arkham Asylum, so I will not be playing Lobo. That's more than enough to beat Sea King, though, and get ourselves another victory point. One of the lessons I learned way too late in this game, not in my, history of the DC deck building game, not just this match, was that you don't have to play every card. In situations like that, it would have actually hurt me to play that card. So, I didn't. The more you can remember to do that, the better off you'll be sometimes. There are a few crises that if you don't think about that, like Lost in Time, I think it's called, nah, you're not going to have a good time. Alright, new card coming out. It's a villain. Powerless. All numbers on text boxes on cards you play become 1 or 1. Contribute 4 cards of cost 1 or greater that do not have the word power in their text boxes. I've got a few cards like Kid Flash that do not mention power, so hopefully those come up very quickly. Grid. Do I have a defense card? I do. I purposely made it so I did. Each player reveals and gains the top card of the main deck. Discard a number of cards equal. We will use the Cape and Cowl. You may discard this card to avoid an attack. If you do, draw 2 cards. Unfortunately, Powerless is in play, so that 2 cards becomes 1 card. Alright, so now we gotta get rid of Powerless. I have nothing in my hand that qualifies for that description. So that's 1 power, but it does trigger Force of Solitude to draw a card. 1, 2, 3, and draw another card. 4... allows me to look at the top card. Great. 5, 6 power. And I guess we'll just get rid of Suicide Squad. There's not really anything else I can do. We'll get ourselves a victory point for that. But that's all I can do. I was trying to see if there's any other tricks I had up my sleeves, but I did not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That does not have power in it. X-ray vision does not have power in it. Alright, 1, and I can destroy a card in my hand or discard pile. I think I saw this vulnerability floating around, but I'm going to destroy this punch and let Nightmare Nurse... You know what, she's not around. We're going to destroy the vulnerability. So that's 1 power. 2 power, and I can put an equipment into my hand. 3 power, and I can put a hero into my hand. Where's Frankenstein? 4 power. You know what? No. Not going to do that one. I'm going to do, instead of that, I'm going to put Kid Flash in my hand and contribute him right away. So again, we're at 1, 2, 3 power. That's our first equipment, so we can draw a card. 4, 5, 6 power. We will buy Super Speed and put it right on top of our deck. And will that be 3? I need 4 of them, though. Okay. That is 3, but I do need 4. New card coming out. Bulletproof. All right, how are we doing here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything that can get rid of powerless here. Super Speed, that's 1. All right, Cape and Cowl triggers the Batcave to draw a card. 2 triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. 3, get a victory point. 4, 5, look at the top card. I may destroy it. I will not destroy this card. But I will pay the 2 victory points for level 7 to draw that card. Putting it right out here. That's 4 cards that don't mention power. Destroyed. And that's the end of Powerless. And again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 power. 6, 7, 8. That's our first villain, so we can draw a card. 9, 10. Nothing I can do to get another power, huh? Nope. I tried. I came really close. I got to 10 out of 11. We will leave both of those there. Right? Nah, we'll buy Black Orchid right away. But we'll leave Bulletproof there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. How are we doing? Doomsday gets his 4 power and triggers Arkham Asylum to draw a card. Cave and Cowl gets 2 more power, triggers Batcave to draw a card. Bulletproof, 2 more power, triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. So we are at 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, plus 4 gets us to 16. I can pay VP to get cards from the destroyed pile. So we're at 16 power, and I can get cards from the destroyed pile. Lots of good cards in here. We're going to go ahead and get Super Speed for 1 victory point, and he'll go right on top of my deck. Then we're going to play Clayface. Choose a card you played this turn, play it again this turn. We're going to play Frankenstein again. So again, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, wait, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, 20. So yeah, that idea is actually something I've been thinking about. So this is the 5th season. For 4 seasons now, I've gathered a ton of data from all the plays that have been done throughout each season. I use that data to separate the heroes into ranks. I've got 3 different tiers of heroes based on the stats they usually put out. Each of the 3 sections is a different rank. So the first 2 characters I believe are both rank 3. The second two are both rank 2, and these two are both rank 1. So the idea was that everyone plays a really good character, a middle tier character, and a lower tier character. And that way no one's like just playing the top tier characters with a few people trying the lower tier ones. It's a way, one, to even out the stats and kind of bring the challenge out evenly. It's another way to just gather stats on heroes that people wouldn't normally play. So that's the reasoning behind it, and I think it's working really well. One of the things about the Solo Champions League, my Marvel Champions group, what people like about it is that it encourages them to try things they wouldn't normally try. So I wanted to extend that ability more towards Solo Crisis League to try heroes you wouldn't normally try. Everyone's going to go for the top tier characters whenever they can, but if you can only choose between 2 characters instead of 6, your choices are a little bit limited, and there's a little bit more thought process, I think, into what's the top character between these 2. At least that's what I was hoping for. It's something I've been working towards of each season, and now at season 5 I finally have enough data to make it happen. And with each round we play, that data gets even more accurate, and therefore that's how it works. Yeah, exactly, and I'm glad you like it for that. That's what I like about it. I mean, before I did the league, I was just playing at home by myself anyway, and I'd always play the same characters. I always play Cyborg or Batman or Superman or what have you, and I'd have a lot of fun doing that. But where was the reason to try the other ones? So I did this to kind of force myself, and I think other people like it too. Obviously, other people like it too because you like it too. So, yeah, I'm glad you like it. So I'm at 20 power, and I can get another card from the destroyed pile. I think I'm going to go Zatanna this time, or Blue Beetle. I do quite like Blue Beetle. I'm going to go Blue Beetle. Yeah, for 2 power, or 2 victory points, I'm going to go Blue Beetle. And again, that one's 6, so I can't put him on top of my deck. But we are at 20 power. We're going to go ahead and say goodbye to Grid. That gives us 9 power. We'll say goodbye to Suicide Squad. That's 2 victory points for us for Grid and Suicide Squad. That still leaves me 4 more power. I guess we'll buy Bulletproof and put that on top of my deck too. Just a bunch of defense cards sitting on top of my deck now. At least 2 of them to choose from. So yeah, changing up the hero selection is something I have been working towards, and I'm glad we're finally there because I've been looking forward to it for a while. The first couple seasons allowed people to really just try anything they wanted, and now I really wanted to force people to like focus a little more on some other play styles. And I think it's going to be challenging for some people, and in a good way though. At least that's the goal. All right, so we have a new crisis, and that is Trinity War. At the start of your turn, put a card that matches the cost of a card in the lineup from your hand into the lineup. Contribute 4 cards with cost 3. Okay, and then our new crisis, our new villain is a Deathstorm, who we will defend against because his attack is pretty brutal. Each player, his first appearance attack is each player discards all cards with the lowest cost in their hand. We will defend against that with Bulletproof. You may discard this card to avoid an attack. If you do, draw a card, and you may destroy a card in your discard pile. Alright, what do we want to destroy in this discard pile? I don't think I have anything else. I've got a punch here, so that's gone. I think that's the end of the starter cards. I'm almost certain that that's the end of the starter cards. We do still have Deathstorm's ongoing ability and Trinity War's ongoing ability, so that is an ugly set of things, but that's how it is. So at the start of your turn, put a card that matches the cost of a card in the lineup from your hand into the lineup. So a card that costs 4 from my hand is Chlorokinesis, unfortunately. And then Deathstorm's ability is, at the start of your turn, destroy the lowest cost card in your hand. Now, I really wish that that was an attack instead of a ongoing ability, but it is an attack, an ongoing ability. So we will destroy this kick. Okay, it's really unfortunate, but that's okay. We're gonna give super speed and kick over to Trinity War, so that's started. 3 power, I can destroy a card in my hand or discard pile. Is there anything we want to destroy? We're gonna destroy Utility Belt, not a great card. Not for Crisis Mode, at least. And that triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. 4/5 triggers Batcave to draw a card. We'll give Penguin up to Trinity War. That is 3 out of 4. That's not bad. So 3, 4, 5. And, you know, let's try non to Prabat. Look at the top card, we may destroy it. It's Penguin. We will leave him there. That way we'll have him next turn. 5 power, we'll buy Chlorokinesis back at least. And a new card will come on out. Ooh, it costs 3. That's not a good sign. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have to put a card in the lineup from our hand that matches the cost of a card in the lineup. We'll put this Kick out there, and then because of Deathstorm, we have to destroy the lowest cost card in hand. So that is going to be Robin, I think. We want to keep the Penguin? No, we're going to destroy the Penguin. That's right. So that we can contribute Robin right away, ending Trinity War very quickly. Surprisingly quickly. Trinity War sometimes takes me quite a bit of time. Alright, 1 power, put a hero from my discard pile into my hand. It's going to be Frankenstein here. That's our first equipment, so we can draw a card. 5 power, I can get a card from the destroyed pile. What do we want? I'm going to get Green Arrow's Bow for 1 power. And I'm going to put it right on top of my deck. 1 victory point, I mean, sorry. So that's 5 power. 6, 7, we can already look at this and know it's 8. 9, we are going to not have to do anything else. Never mind, that is going to be a superpower, so we can draw a card. 10, 11, 12, 13 towards Deathstorm because it's a supervillain. So he's gone, leaving you with 3 power afterwards that we will use to get super speed back, and we're going to put super speed right on top of our deck to defend against the next villain. This Aquaman ability, it's really underrated. I mean, you're right, it is underrated. But in Crisis games, it's strong. It's really strong. It's good in competitive games also. No doubt there, but in Crisis games, it's really good. The ability to save a defense card for next turn, to get exactly what you need for a Crisis on your next turn, that's great. It's just great. Alright, and we have the defense card that we need, obviously. And the new Crisis is A City Destroyed. A City Destroyed. Alright, here they go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cities. Put all locations in the destroyed pile and in play into the lineup. When a location enters the lineup from the main deck, destroy the top 5 cards of the main deck. Contribute 3 locations. We're going to obviously try and get the cheap locations because we'll use Aquaman to put them on top of our deck and get rid of them quickly. Alright, our new villain, Power Ring. We will defend against his terrible attack because I lost Frankenstein to him too many times. You may discard this card to avoid an attack. If you do, draw 2 cards. Alright, we do have to have another card come out. It's a villain. Okay. We will use John Jones right away. Play the top card of the supervillain stack. You may gain up to 2 random heroes from the destroyed pile and put them into your hand. If you choose not to, plus 3 power. We're just going to do that. We're going to shuffle. That sounds like fun. How often do you get to do something like that? It's a good supervillain ability. So we want 2 random heroes, I believe it said. Yeah. So there's one. There's got to be, there it is, Green Arrow. Okay, they're not great heroes, but you know what? They're free, straight to my hand. Not a complaint from me. Alright, so that is 0 power so far. Draw a card. 1 power, look at the top card. I may destroy it. I will not. 2, 3, look at the top card. We will leave her there. 4, 5, 6, we will freeze. Oh, kick to get a victory point. So again, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. With that 12, we're going to go ahead. We'll get Arkham Asylum and the Batcave, put them both right on top of my deck. And with that 2 we have left over, we'll buy Cheetah, getting a victory point. Alright, new card coming out. Now, you might be wondering, I had the ability last turn to put Cheetah on the bottom of my deck. Why didn't I just do that? Because I'm afraid that this very next card after Cheetah is possibly a location, and I'd lose a bunch of cards. So I'd rather have one random cheap villain come out that I can take care of easily than have to deal with losing 5 cards in the main deck. Here are 2 locations of the 3 we need. 2 power, I can destroy a 0 cost card. I think it's just this punch. I don't think there's vulnerabilities and weaknesses left. Yeah, that's it. Alright, so that's 2 power. 4, 6. With 6, we'll get Nanda Prabhat, put it right on top of my deck, and the other 2 will get rid of Cheetah. Alright, let's see if we can get around this. Please don't be a location. Alright, so far so good. Just need to get rid of Harley Quinn with only 2 power. Not worried about it. Not worried at all. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Let's see how we do. Well, here's Nanda Prabhat, so that's 3. We can draw 2 cards because of Joker's daughter. We're going to play Madame Xanadu. 2 power, look at the top card. We'll leave that there. Get rid of Harley Quinn, get a victory point, and get rid of these 3 locations to get rid of a city destroyed. Not bad. Always want city destroyed late in the game if at all possible. You have no control over it, I know, but when you get it early in the game, it can really hurt you. If you get it before you get no locations, you lose 15 cards off the main deck, and a lot of Crisis 3 games come down to like the last 10 cards in the main deck. So losing those 15, not helpful. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 11. Just shy of what we need for Power Ring, unfortunately. We'll go ahead and buy Fortress of Solitude, put it right on top of my deck. We still have 6 power. We will not be purchasing. We'll buy this kick just to get it out of the lineup. Always bothers me to see a kick in the lineup. They don't belong there. They don't belong. There's a kick stack. 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, here's Fortress of Solitude. Nothing great here. 3 power, we can freeze something. We'll freeze Power Ring. No, we'll freeze level 7 and get a victory point. So that's 3. Triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nothing great there. We'll get Power Ring, but that's that. Really want to get that 12. Get rid of that Power Ring. The other Power Ring, not that one. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Play this villain to get Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. So that's 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and draw a victory point. 11, 12, 13. 13 will say goodbye to Power Ring, leaving us with what? 1? Not enough to get rid of a villain or to gain that defense card, unfortunately, but Power Ring went a few turns too long for me. We do have 2 defense cards in this hand to choose from, so I'm not going to complain about that. Alright, let's get our new crisis out. Lost in Time. Each player removes all cards of cost 1 or greater in their discard pile from the game until this crisis is beaten. I think that's my entire discard pile. I doubt there's anything in here under 1. Yep. At the end of your turn, place all starter cards in play at the bottom of your deck. Contribute 3 cards of cost 1 or 2. 3 cards of cost 1 or 2. Okay. Then our new villain is Nick Necro. Each player gains the top card of the main deck. Lose VP equal to the cost of this card. We will use Cape and Cowl. Discard this card to avoid an attack. If you do, draw 2 cards. Okay. So that needs what? 3 cards of cost 1 or 2. Here's a new card coming out for the turn. Here's Batmobile. That's 1 card contributed. We will use Frankenstein real quick. 4 power. I can pay VP to get cards from the destroyed pile. We're going to get something that costs 1 or 2. We'll get Harley Quinn for 1 VP. Put her right on top of my deck. So that's 4, 5, 6, and that triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. Harley Quinn is contributed right away. 11 power, 12, 13, 14, possibly 15. Yep, 15 indeed. Alright, 15 will say goodbye to Two-Face, goodbye to Doomsday, leaving us with 7 power and gaining 2 victory points. And we'll use that 7 power to get level 7 out of there. So far, so good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we still need one more card of cost 1 or 2. Here's Savagery. That's the end of Lost in Time and Space. Lost in Time. That does not happen often. Sometimes I get really stuck in that one. We're doing great. I'm really not going to complain here. Everything's going fine. Alright. Super Speed says draw a card. Triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw another card. 2, 4, 6, and that lowers him by 2, so that's 7, 8 towards Nick Necro. This is going to copy Green Arrow's bow, so that's 9, 10, 11, 12 towards Nick Necro. That's the end of Nick Necro. We still have 1 power left over. I've got John Jones, but there are no cards on the supervillain stack, so he won't do anything. That's the end of that turn. Get a new hand ready. Just like that. Alright, we do have no defenses, so this is a defenseless turn. Let's see what happens. Get a new card out here in a second, but the new crisis is Abandon All Hope. Each player puts all defense cards from this hand and their discard pile. What? Into the lineup. Hand, I didn't realize it was discard pile also. I only have 1 card left in my deck. So that's going to be all of my, basically all of my defense cards. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards that I have to give up here. That's a lot. That's a lot of cards. It's going to streamline my deck, no doubt. But it's not something you really want to see. Okay. Defense cards cost 4 more to buy. Contribute 3 defense cards. So they cost 4 more to buy. And then our new villain, which we can't defend against, obviously, is Superwoman. Each player discards all villains from their hand. If you discard 1 or fewer cards this way, gain 2 weaknesses. So that's not too bad, because we have Nightmare Nurse in our hand, who will play right away. Who will play right away? 2 power. Actually, we're going to put one of the cards. We're going to use Aquaman. You may put... Oh, during your turn. I'm sorry. We didn't gain those cards during our turn, so that doesn't quite help this turn. But you know what I was trying to do. Alright, 2 power. I can destroy this weakness and get 2 victory points. We'll get a 5. Get rid of 3 of these. Alright, so that's 2. 3, look at the top card, I may destroy it. We will not. Draw a card, though. 4, 5, 6, we will destroy this weakness. And since that's a superpower, we can draw a card. Okay. 11, 12, 13, look at the top card, I may destroy it. I will not. So 13, that can get quite a few defense cards. They all cost 4 more. So our cheapest one here will be 6 for Lasso of Truth, which we will put right on top of the deck. So 13 minus 6 leaves us with 7. So we get a 3 cost defense card, which will be Super Speed. Put that right on top of our deck. For obvious reasons. So we can contribute them right away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here is our 2 right here. 4 power from Doomsday. 5, 6, possibly 7. That is Yeah, it's going to be 7. We will use that 7 to buy... Well, we can't. 7... What can we buy for 7? They cost 4 more. Well, maybe not yet. We'll do 8 for Bat Signal here. I can get a hero from my discard pile into my hand. 13 for Swamp Thing. So, Lasso of Truth costs us 6, leaving us again with 7. So 7 power left. Is there any more 3 cost? No, there's not. But there's 7 power to use on Heat Vision, so that's good. New card comes on out. It's a villain, unfortunately. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright. Here is our 3rd defense card. They don't have to be different ones, right? Nope. 3rd defense card. We're going to play right away Frankenstein, 4 power, and I can get a card from the destroyed pile. I'm thinking I want Doomsday back. Ooh, but all these locations are also kind of suffering without me, aren't they? Let's go ahead and get the Batcave back for 1 victory point. And we're gonna put that right on top of our deck. So that's 4, 5, 6, and we can draw a card. Put that down. 9, and we will freeze. Oh, we'll freeze High-Tech Hero to get rid of Scarecrow next, leaving us with 4 power. No villains means that's the end of Abandon All Hope. 4 power. It's not enough to beat Superwoman, so we will use John Jones. You may gain up to 2 random villains from the destroyed pile and put them into your hand. If you choose not to, 3 power. Alright, so we're at 4 and we can get 2 random villains, so let's just try that. There's some good ones floating around in there. There's a lot of garbage ones too. But we've got a lot of destruction cards, so I'm not too worried about it. And plus of all these defense cards out here, as long as we get enough extra power after beating Superwoman, we'll pretty much guaranteed to defend ourselves against the next villain. So again, that's 4 power, and we get 2 random villains. So it's Bane and Cheetah. Alright. For gain any card with cost 4 or less from the lineup. I would really like Cape and Cal back. 5, 6 power. So with that 6 power, we're going to get Blue Beetle back. New card comes on out. New villain. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Getting real close here. Gotta get rid of Superwoman really soon. 1, 2, look at this top card. Yep, 3 power, and because it's an equipment, we draw a card. 4, 5, because it's a superpower, we draw a card. So that's 5. Draw 2 cards. 6, 7, look at this card. We'll leave her there. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And we're going to go ahead and copy Joker's Daughter to draw 2 more cards. 16, 17, 18. 18 says goodbye Superwoman, leaving me with 5 power. We will, with that 5 power, get Cape and Cowl back and put it right on top of my deck. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, that's pretty good. Our new Crisis is exposed. Put the top 3 cards of the main deck into the lineup. 1, 2, and 3. When a card of cost 6 or greater enters the lineup, each player gains a weakness. Contribute 3 cards of cost 6 or greater. Alright, our new villain is Ultraman. Each player puts 1 card of each type. You know what, we're just going to defend against that with the Cape and Cowl. You may discard this card to avoid an attack. If you do, draw 2 cards. Easy, easy, easy defense. Not a hard choice at all. Plus, if you draw 2 cards, that's an increased chance of getting the cards we need for exposed. So the problem with exposed is we can't really use Aquaman's ability to get those cards. Aquaman only works with cards that cost 5 or less. So what do I have? I've got tarot cards, so that's 1. Here's Lobo, that's 2. And you know what? Here's level 7, that's 3. Just gotta get rid of Riddler. Gain any card of cost 4 or less from the lineup, so goodbye Riddler. These are all destroyed, and exposed is already over. Just like that. Before it even really began. Green Arrow's bow triggers Batcave to draw a card. So that's 2, 8, draw a card, 9, 10. We have 2, 6, 7, 8. We do have 10 towards Ultraman, but we only have 8 otherwise. We'll go ahead and get Green Arrow's bow. Put that right on top of our deck, by the way. I still have 4 power. We'll go ahead. What do we want? Let's go ahead and get Bullet. No, we'll get Black Orchid. We'll get Black Orchid. New card comes on out. Super Strength. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Okay. Let's, alright. Green Arrow's bow. Triggers Batcave to draw a card. Cat-like reflexes. Triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. Power Ring, look at the top card. We may, that's only 3 power. So that's 1, 4 power, 5, 6, 7, 8 towards Ultraman, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Plus 3 gets us to 17, and we can destroy a card. We're going to destroy Cheetah. She's not really doing anything for us. So with that 17, we'll get rid of Ultraman. Leaves us with 3 power. And with that 3 power, there's no whatchamacallit we can get. I was hoping we get a defense card of that what was left over, but we can't. Oh well, we tried. That's okay. We have the last Crisis and Villain now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm not going to reveal my hand yet because I'm going to have to discard a random card for Crisis Mazah, and I don't want to seem biased. Nth Metal. Our new Crisis is the Justice League is dead. Put the top card of the main deck into the lineup. When a hero enters the lineup, attack. Each player discards a card. Contribute 4 heroes. Very well. And then Crisis Mazah is going to make us discard a card, a random card, and it's going to change its price. We'll deal with that in a bit, but for right now, we're just going to discard the card, and it's going to be Cape and Cowl. Alright, so that wants 4 heroes. Here's 1. We'll play Kick. Triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. We'll play Power Ring. Look at this card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's an equipment, so we draw a card. 6. Put a hero from my discard pile into my hand. That's going to be Green Arrow, which we're going to contribute right away. 7. Look at this card. We may destroy it. We will not. 8, 9. With that 9, we're going to say goodbye to Solomon Grundy, getting ourselves a victory point, and we're going to get Mara right on top of our deck. Okay, that's a hero. So the attack is when a hero enters the lineup, attack. Each player discards a card, but we can defend against that. So that defense we don't have. So we have to discard a random card for Crisis Mazah, and for that. So that's 2 cards we're discarding. So for the Crisis, we're discarding Mara, unfortunately. For Crisis Mazah, we're discarding Swamp Thing. That's 2 heroes. I'm not giving up Frankenstein. You know what? No, I'm not giving up Frankenstein. Not doing it. We're going to use Joker's Daughter to draw 2 cards. We'll play Kick to trigger Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. So we're at 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me destroy a card on my discard pile. You know, we don't need Sniper Rifle anymore because we didn't get the attack card. 8, 9, plus 4 is 13, and I can get a card from the destroyed pile. So, we're going to go ahead and get Robin from the destroyed pile for 1 victory point. Put him right on top. Still 13 power. We're going to get Catwoman, Kid Flash, leaving me with 9 power. High-Tech Hero, leaving me with 6 power. With that 6 power, we'll get Nth Metal, sure. Okay. Okay, we're getting close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I bought a bunch of heroes just so this doesn't happen. We have 2 cards here. I can defend against that one. Do I have a defense? No defense means I have to discard 2 cards. So the 2 we're going to discard are, we'll say this one and this one. Nightmare Nurse and High-Tech Hero. Okay, you can have Catwoman and Kid Flash. That's 4 heroes gone. The Justice League is dead, is over. And let's just tally up real quick how much Crisis Mazah is going to cost me. Okay. So, normally costs 14, but I discarded a hero. So now he's going to cost 14, 15, and then each hero in the destroyed pile. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. This isn't that bad. 22, 23. 23 is a pretty cheap Crisis Mazah, I'm going to do say so myself. 23, that's not bad. Okay, let's see what we can do. Because all I've got is 1 card. 1 power, 1 hero. Put an equipment from my discard pile into my hand. It's got to be a good equipment. What do we got? I think I have a Bat Signal, which will help quite a bit. Yeah, 2 power, put a hero from my discard pile into my hand. We're going to take a chance. We're going to take a bit of a chance here, and we're going to... Oh, wait, before it's Bat Signal, we're going to take Kid Flash, yes, but because of Bat Signal, triggers Batcave to draw a card. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at this card. I can put it on the bottom. We'll leave it there. Draw a card. 5, 6, 7. We'll freeze Green Arrow and get a victory point. And that's our first superpower. So that triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw another card. 8. Look at the top card. I may destroy it. We will destroy John Jones because he's not going to do anything for us anymore. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not the 23 I need. But we will get super strength. Okay. Let's see how this next turn goes. New cards coming on out. So, things are okay. They could be better. But I think we're going to have some reasonable priced Crisis Mazahs. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Have to discard a random card. We're going to say this one right here. It's this equipment. So, let's see what we got for equipment. Alright, so that's 14, 15 for Porthole to Nowhere, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23, another 23, okay, not complaining. So close now. So close. Alright, we're going to play Cape and Cowl. Triggers Batcave to draw a card. We're going to play this Kick. Triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw another card. Power Ring, look at the top card. There it is. That's 3 power then. So that's 2, 4, 7. We can copy that card to get to another 10, 11, 12, 13. That's not breaking any records. We can go ahead and get cards from the destroyed pile though, as long as Crisis Mazah is out. So let's get something we can use on this next turn. Lobo would be nice. Doomsday. Looking at some high power cards, really. Penguin would be helpful. What happened to those locations? I thought we had Arkham Asylum in here somewhere. There's Nanda Prabhat. I wonder what happened to Arkham Asylum. I haven't seen it for a while. There it is. So we're going to go ahead and buy Arkham Asylum for 5. And then I still have 8 left over. We're going to go ahead and buy the Penguin for 3. And I still have 5 left over, which we will use to buy... Not a lot of cards that cost 5 that I really love. Maybe Robin. Cards that cost 5, huh? Gorilla Grodd it is. Okay, that's a few cards there. New card comes on out. Catwoman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's go ahead and shuffle things up here. Have to discard a random card. I'm really hoping it's Arkham Asylum, because if it's Arkham Asylum, that's pretty much a 14 cost Crisis Mazza. Alright, so it's this one. Arkham Asylum. Okay, so he's going to cost 14 plus all the locations in the destroyed pile. 15. 16, and I think that's going to be it. A 16 price Crisis Mazza is always the best. Whenever you can discard a location for Crisis Mazza, I recommend it. So, 16 power, that's all we need this turn. First off, draw 2 cards. Then, draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. Get rid of Mara here, and we'll get rid of Bane. Then we're going to play Heat Vision. You may destroy a card in your hand or discard pile. We're going to destroy probably Mara here. Yeah, goodbye to Mara. So that's 3 power. 4, 5, 6. Oh wait, and because that was a superpower, that triggers Fortress of Solitude to draw a card. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 15, I can get a card from the destroyed pile, and I'm really that close, aren't I? Oh, wait. 15, get a card from the destroyed pile. We're going to go ahead and buy Nanda Prabhat for 1 victory point. Which means he costs 14, and there's only 1 location in here. 15. He costs exactly 15 because of Frankenstein buying one of those 2 locations. Because I'm pretty sure that's at all times. I don't think it's just at the beginning of the turn. So Mazza costs 1 more to defeat this turn for each card of that card type in the lineup and the destroyed pile. You may buy cards in the destroyed pile with cost 1 or greater. So yes, he went down when we bought that card. It cost exactly 15. Alright, that's a pretty good ending. And honestly, Aquaman really lived up to his underrated abilities. He really carried this game much faster than most Crisis 3 games go. Anything you can do to get a defense card, to get a card you need for a Crisis on top of your deck so it's there next turn, really makes Crisis 3 a lot more manageable. So I quite like that. So, if you like the videos, if you like the leagues, there's all sorts of ways you can support. What that support goes to is justifying A, the time I put into this, B, it keeps me up to date on all of the different cards and stuff I need to keep these things going, and it just, you know, pays for the submission forms, the possible website I'm working on, all sorts of stuff that I use to make the leagues better every day. So if you're interested in that sort of stuff, check out the leagues first, see if it's for you. If you like just the videos, hey, welcome, stick around. I do sell the Etsy mat here. I sell it on my Etsy store. I made it myself. You can buy it yourself. You know. No, if you want it, it's yours. Thank you. If you like the Gwent mat, I have that as well. All sorts of things. Check out the Etsy link if you're interested. There might be something there for you. One of the rewards for joining the Patreon, which is another way you can help, is getting thank yous here in the video. So here's some thank yous for today. We've got Squirrel Noises. Thank you, Squirrel Noises. Squirrel Noises is consistently at the top of the Solo Crisis League, and I hope they're enjoying their time there. We got F Nord, a new member of the Solo Champions League. So Fnord, thank you, thank you, thank you. And Groover, another Solo Champions League member. Lots of you guys popping on lately, so thank you, thank you, thank you. Teberol14, another Solo Champions League player. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We got Kermity, a Solo Champions League player. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And hey, right here with us tonight, we got JK Dameron, one of our newest members. So thank you for joining, thank you for watching, and thank you for joining the leagues. That's all I've got for you tonight. I'm tired. I started later than I thought I would. And you know what? It went pretty well, I think. So thanks for the good game, and you all have a good night.